day one of starting over my whole entire life. Hi, I'm Aaliyah. And a year ago, I thought I had it all figured out. But here's a spoiler. I didn't. So now I'm doing something I never thought I'd do. Wiping the slate clean. I'm talking about new city, new home, new mindset. But this time around, I'm not just looking for a fresh start. I'm creating one. Marriage, a baby. Yeah, that's on my vision board too. Because for the first time, I'm not just surviving. I'm building the life that I actually want. It's terrifying to admit that I don't have all the answers, but maybe that's the point. Maybe starting over isn't about knowing what's next. It's about trusting that whatever is next is meant for me, and something is telling me that this is just the beginning. Next level, here I come.
I've been through some shit the last few months. I literally lost almost everything the last few years. I have lost so much. Y'all, when I was in Thailand, we had a break-in and I lost all my clothes. They stole all my clothes, all my shoes, all my bags. I literally came back to Atlanta to nothing. I came into Atlanta to no clothes, no nothing. I'm literally was wearing my mama clothes. This is my mama's robe. Me in my mama's robe, still smiling, still dancing, still popping my shit, not giving a fuck. It hurt. When I first came back, it was a lot of shit that I had to deal with when I came back, and to come back to absolutely nothing, like, really fucked me up. All the shit that you work so hard for, and somebody just come and take it from you. And I still get up every day and I still smile. I still encourage people. I still support people. I still show up for myself and for my kids.
I restarted my life at the age of 35 after losing everything. I was living in London then, and I was in a serious relationship. We were running a cute brunch cafe together in South London. Despite the struggles, I thought I had everything I wanted in my life, and I was on track to eventually having my own family. But then a series of events happened and I lost him. I lost the business and I lost all my money, everything I owned. And that's when I came back to Singapore. I sunk into depression and had really bad social anxiety. Life was so dark and there was absolutely no hope. It was also the same time that I got really close to my father. I think he was afraid that he would lose me, that I would have taken my own life. It was at my lowest point that I began to reflect on my entire life. I realized that I was living in a vicious cycle of hating myself and never putting me first. That's when I started going for therapy. And it was hard because the panic attacks, the dark thoughts wouldn't go away. But as I took every day, one step at a time, in those moments, it really felt like nothing. But now, 4 years later, looking back, I feel proud of myself. Last 4 years have been really hard. Look at where I am now. The one lesson I learned is that when times are really hard, you have to hold on to who you are. You have to have courage and patience with yourself. And if I've done it, you can too.
I had 7 car loans, $100,000 worth of car debt, almost $20,000 in credit card debt. I owed a $25,000 personal loan, and my credit was shot. These are the tales of where I was 3 years ago today at this point. I left my job in March of 2021. I graduated college in May of 2020. I came out to Texas. I had a mechanical engineering job straight out of college, making 64 bands. I was feeling good. I was getting paid every week. You couldn't tell me shit. I was living my life off every Friday. Still the best work schedule I ever had. And fully remote. Beautiful. But I knew that working wasn't for me, dog. Like, I've always known I didn't want to have a boss. I've never dreamt of having a job in my adult life. Like, I thought I did when I was a kid, but as soon as I did it, that shit wasn't sweet. I was ready to get up out of there. And even now, I'm on the tip that you can create your abundance. You can create it. You can think it. So at that time, me and a friend at the time had both decided that we were going to leave our job because we were working together at the same job at the same time. And we made a plan. We were like, okay, we're going to start this car rental business. And we're going to leave March 2021. We're going to give ourselves, I think it was like 5 months to get all our cars. And we left and we dipped. And we did that. I took out, like I said, I took out a $25 personal loan. I had 7 cars, 2 Teslas, 2 brand new Model 3s in 2021 at 22 years old. Yeah, it's crazy just thinking about like the mindset that I was in, and I wasn't in a good one. because that's not smart at all. But that business was successful for a little bit. Like, for the first couple months, I was making double my expenses at least. Like, I was able to pocket money, stuff like that. It was good. I was actually growing my income. But from overspending, acting like that money was my money instead of treating it like business money and reinvesting it, and instead of changing my habits and becoming a better person, instead of just being a childish 22-year-old who's running a business, I made all the mistakes that I could, and I had to sell my cars. I even got my last car repossessed, and I was without a car for a whole year damn near. And I had to file bankruptcy to clear all of that bad debt out of my name. Like, and even talking about it out loud now, like, I used to be so ashamed of it, and I didn't want to tell anybody about it. Like, I was nervous if anybody found out my life was over. I thought my life was going to be over. But now that I'm on the other side of it, and now that I've been able to come to peace with it, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. I made a decision at 22 that most people wouldn't have done in their 85, 90 years of living. And I used to beat myself up feeling like I'm so dumb because I'm not good with money. I failed my business. Other people can do this and that. But most people would never try what I did in their life ever. And some of them have a lot more money than me. And I say all that to say, don't be ashamed of your failures. Don't be ashamed that you fucked up because you trusted yourself and you tried something for yourself. Because looking back at it now, I wouldn't be the person I am now if it wasn't for the fuck ups, if it wasn't for me making that big of a rash decision in my life, because that made me who I am now. And who I am now is I'm making the most money I ever have. I'm in a happy relationship by moving with my girlfriend. I'm working an amazing job. I am choosing myself and I'm learning myself every single day. I'm strengthening myself and I'm growing into the person I need to become. And none of that would have happened had I not challenged myself from the jump.
9 months ago, I didn't know my life was about to change forever. I made the hardest decision of my life. God told me to sell my home, leave my career job, and walk away from a toxic, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually abusive marriage. At the time, I couldn't understand it. I was a woman of God, faithful, not perfect, but obedient. I believed God could restore it. I prayed, I fasted, I trusted, but still, God said, let it go. And let me be honest, what he told me to let go of was the same stuff that was slowly killing me. I was drained, I was stressed, I didn't even recognize who I was anymore, but I still didn't want to let it go. Then I said yes to God, and I thought it was just a yes. But that yes, it meant fully surrendering. It meant letting God have control, all control. Me and my 4 babies moved in with my parents for 3 months. It was the most humbling, painful seasons of my life. I didn't know why I had to go through so much. Why me? Why so much pain? Why all the loss? But while I was there, God started dealing with me. I started working out, praying more, fasting, changing my eating, and just seeking him like never before. And in the quiet place, God whispered something that shifted everything. Why not you? He showed me that there was purpose in my pain, that my storm wasn't just about me. Somebody had to go first. Somebody had to go through the fire so they can come back and tell others God is still able. And I stopped asking why me and started thanking him for choosing me. 6 months ago, me and my kids moved to Texas. No job, no friends, no family, just me, God, and my children. Living in a tiny 1-bedroom, but full of peace, joy, and purpose. And then in April, God told me, apply for something bigger. I didn't understand it, but I did it anyway. And while I was on vacation, I got the call. 2 months later, you've been approved. I didn't believe it until I held the keys in my hand, and I knew it was God. But before I could step into something new, I had to let go of everything that was draining me, hurting me, and dimming my light. And I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but hear me. Take back everything the enemy tried to steal from you. Don't live in fear. Don't live in doubt. Don't stay stuck in what if and regret. Let go and let God. Because what God wants to do in this season is birth something so powerful through you that when the world see it, they'll know only God could have did that. Before you scroll or whatever, I want you to say to yourself or say out loud, I'm starting over, but I'm not starting from scratch. But I want you to say it bold. I'm starting over, but I'm not starting from scratch. A lot of us are afraid to start over because we feel like we'll be starting from scratch. We feel like we'll be starting over from square one. I remember I sat in a place that hurt for a couple years, and I cried to God and I told God, I will make it work from here. I said, God, there's so much damage here. I have experience here. Just start me over from right here. And the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, I'm going to start you over. But you're not starting from scratch. Sometimes starting over means you're already starting at level 10. Because see, you've surpassed level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You've already had experience there, so you know how to get through it. Your new starting position is going to put you in a better position. Sometimes when you started at that level 1 that you kept having to fall down from and start over again from because you never really got anywhere, you was never going to go anywhere. And sometimes the Lord is saying, I need to start you all the way over. But it's okay because you're going to skip level 1. You've already fell down there 5 times. I'm going to start jump you at level 2. Some of us are scared to start, and that's the problem. You got to take that new start and run with it. I remember I cried to my sister when I came home from school. I said, I can't start over again. That means my last 4 years were in vain. I said, I'll be such and such age by the time I'm done. That's so embarrassing. She said, Leah, to be honest, you'll be such and such age whether you're done or not. So would you rather be accomplished at that age, or would you rather be stagnant and still here at that age? Which one would you rather do? And that has stuck with me for the rest of my years. Would you rather be exactly where you are today because you're scared of starting over? Or would you rather look back and say, I surpassed that level and I'm still this age, no matter what the time, it's not going to slow down? She changed my entire perspective for my entire life. I remember saying, when I'm 30, I'll be this, that, and the other. No. She said, Leah, to be honest, you're going to be 30 no matter what. I said, oh, okay, I get it. Sometimes that new starting position is going to put you in a different position. You're scared of the wrong things. You're scared of what it looked like, what it's going to sound like to other people, what it's going to be like. The Lord has already carried you and surpassed you past that. He just needs you to be okay with starting over. Love you.
Let's talk about the 5 things to remember when you're starting over. 1. The beginning of something new often feels like the end of life as you know it, because it is. You can't build a new house on a piece of land where an old house is still standing. Demolish your old life to make space for a new way of living. I promise you, the new house will be worth the mess of the demolition. 2. Most of the best things in your life will happen as a result of your worst days. One day you'll look back with gratitude on the men who left you, the jobs that fired you, and the friends or family that didn't want you. You only learn the true value of choosing yourself when you have no choice but to. 3. You can live your life afraid of what others might say about you behind your back, or you can live your life knowing that others will talk about you regardless of what you do. Don't go for it and people will say how you never had the courage to go after your dreams. Go for it and people will talk about how crazy you are to believe in your dreams. In the end, live your life for the only voice that matters, the one inside your head. 4. Life is unfair, but you don't need to wait for it to become fair in order for you to try. Some of mankind's most inspiring stories have been born out of those who were given very few resources and managed to turn them into gold anyways. 5. Today is not too late, no matter how old you are. A year from now, you'll look back on today and be grateful you started when you were a year younger. You'll never be as young as you are now. And if you didn't start yesterday, you owe it to tomorrow to start today.
I left. I packed up a U-Haul and I left my nice, beautiful home and my husband of 14 years at 41 to take back control of my life and start over. And I'm scared. I'm hurt. I'm overwhelmed. I have no idea what I'm going to do next. All I know is I'm ready to...
If you're a midlife woman and you've been scrolling and searching on how to start over after 40, 50, and 60, then you need to listen up. I'm about to break it down real simple for you why it's not working. You've been on this hamster wheel for too long. You've been searching this all year. You've been searching it last year. Heck, you've been feeling it in your spirit for the past few years, but you just didn't know what to do. And the entire time, everything you needed to make the shift was right in your hands. But see, the problem is you lost your identity along the way and you didn't know how to get it back. Here's how you're going to be able to start over immediately as soon as you finish watching this video. Number 1, you're just going to make a decision. You're going to make a decision to let go of the old you. She no longer serves you. She served you at the time, but she is gone. You're going to have to make a decision to be okay with that. You're going to have to make a decision to move forward, even if you don't see all of the steps. So you have to remember, God is guiding you the entire way, but you have to learn how to trust him. Number 2, you're going to write out a plan of action. You're going to take some time off. You're going to get somebody to babysit the kids or the grands. You maybe take a day off of work. You're going to have a staycation somewhere, maybe grab a hotel room or kick everybody out your house for the day. You're either going to get your computer, a huge whiteboard, or some paper and start strategizing on what you want to see your life look like, what you enjoy, what you've enjoyed in the past, but you weren't able to accomplish because you had too many responsibilities. You're going to put all of those down on paper and you're going to organize those in the order that you want them to start happening in your life. Next, you're going to write down what you need to do in order for them to happen. For example, I need to be on my job 6 more months to save this amount up to do this. Or I'm going to keep my job, but I'm going to add some side money so I can be able to do this. Or I'm going to step out on faith because I have enough money. I'm going to step out on faith and leave everything now, which I don't advise to do unless you really have a plan, and leave everything now. And I'm just going to go for it. See, most times our comfort zones is the thing that's holding us hostage. Next, you're going to execute on that plan. You're not going to share it with anyone unless it's someone that has your back. Because if you share it with people that don't have your back, or you share it with people that are fearful and that don't take risks, then they're going to stop you from taking yours. And while you're doing that, you're going to be able to get comfortable with the process. It's not going to feel good all of the time. It's going to be scary sometimes, but if you keep your trust in God, I promise you, He will lead you, He will guide you, He will put you in the place you need to be. If you need help getting started into your next, or you need to make more money, you need to work on your mindset, I have an academy called Reposition Her. And if you need mentorship, coaching, accountability, partnership, then make sure you click the link in my bio or type the word ready in all caps and I'll send you the link so you can get started today.
You are 30 plus years old, regardless of how much debt you have, regardless of how much money you have access to right now, regardless of your situation, if you do not have any kids, and if you do not have any lifelong diseases like, HIV, herpes, or whatever, anything like that, you can literally start your life over right now. So by the time you finish watching this video, you can make the decision to completely start over and start trying all the things you wanted to try, doing all the things you wanted to do, and meeting all the people you wanted to meet. Now, the reason I said, if you don't have kids or any lifelong diseases is because once you reveal these things to the world, a lot of people will pull back from you. A lot of people will pull back from you, men and women included. I know, it's more popular to say that, people don't want to date women with kids. There's a lot of women that don't want to date guys with kids too, because they don't want to deal with baby mama drama and all that extracurricular shit. They don't want to be stepmamas, just like you don't want to be a stepdaddy. I got to call it like it is. And of course, with the whole, medical thing, you won't be able, people won't be able to give you all of them because they don't want to be a part of that, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully that's not the case. But if you fit into the criteria right now, this video probably gonna be 2-3 minutes long. You can research in your mind, research what you want to do, revisit things that you were once passionate about, and just be like, you know what? I'm going to give it the old college try. Hell, you may have wanted to go to college. Go back to college. Fuck it. I don't think college is that special, but that's just me. I'm my own individual, just like you're your own individual. You may wanted to go, and for whatever reason you didn't go, here's your chance to go back. I don't know how you're going to afford that shit, but you can figure that shit the fuck out. I don't necessarily believe in things like destiny. The only thing I believe is that you're destined to do whatever the fuck you want. Your life could be whatever you created and whatever you make it into. That's what I believe. The fact of the matter is this: you spent the majority of your life being told you can't do shit, you're not good enough for shit, you feel like you don't have what it takes to get certain things done. The beautiful thing is, you may not have everything at your disposal to get everything you want, but you have everything at your disposal to start. Seriously, you can literally look at the biggest thing that you want to accomplish, whatever the fuck that may be. Look how far you are away from that thing. Now, instead of looking at the ending, look at the beginning. How would a person start this journey to get that thing? You have everything at your disposal right now for the start. We ain't talking about the ending. We ain't even talking about the middle. We talking about the start. The start to begin now. Don't let being 30, and I only said 30 because, you know, motherfuckers, when we were in our 20s, we used to look at 30 like, boy, that's crazy. I don't know. I need to have things together. I might need to be married, have some kids, blah, blah, blah. No, 30s is literally just, you know, your 20s part 2. You're just a lot smarter and you've been through a lot of shit, but you still feel the same way. You don't feel old. There's no such thing as feeling 30. Like, I still feel like I'm 20 years old. You see what I'm saying? Physically. Now, mentally, I'm far beyond that shit. But you feel kind of the same way, just a little bit more sad and maybe depressed. But let this video be your sign. You can literally start over right now. You got everything at your disposal to start doing whatever you want to do. There is no limit on what the fuck you can do. Do that shit now, especially if you don't have kids or some lifelong disease holding you back. And I'm not saying that kids are a burden or whatever, but I'm just saying it makes your life a lot easier to move through it and to build when you only have to worry about yourself and maybe, you know, one other person, being your gal, your wife, your husband, your whatever. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, let that be your sign to get your shit together and go out here and do something.